Hello students, I am Rakesh Prasad Bhagat coming to teach you zoology. The chapter discussed today will be animal tissue. In multicellular animals, cells are grouped together so as to form tissues. Tissues are grouped together so as to form organs. Organs are grouped together so as to form systems. And in an individual animal, so many systems comprise an individual. Animal tissues. If you go to the definition will be group of cells with similar structure, similar function, similar location and similar origin, along with extracellular materials. Extracellular materials are also called intercellular materials. Extracellular materials or intercellular materials include matrix and fibers, which are formed and secreted by cells. So, cells are secreting matrix and fibers which may constitute what is called matrix. Animal tissue can be divided into 4 types on the basis of structure, function, location and origin. Epithelial tissue, connective tissue, muscular tissue and nervous tissue. Epithelial tissue, also called epithelium. If you go to the definition of epithelial tissue, the very simplest definition will be they are or it is covering tissue. Covers surface, covers coelom and also covers lumen of the alimentary canal in a coelomic animal. If you go to the origin, epithelial tissue is originated from all the 3 germ layers, that is ectoderm, mesoderm and endoderm. If you go to the type of epithelial tissue, then epithelial tissue has been classified into 2 types based on layers of cells. This is simple epithelium and compound epithelium. But before that, let us enumerate the characteristic features of epithelial tissue. Once we defined epithelial tissue as covering tissue, origin, ectoderm, mesoderm, endoderm, other characteristic features are: first, in epithelial tissue, cells are abundant. Matrix is either absent or if present, negligible. Now, because cells are abundant, the cells are in direct communication or attachment with one another through cell junctions. There may be so many types of cell junctions. one of the cell junction is desmosomes. Because there are abundant cells, all the cells are resting on basement membrane. Basement membrane is made up of collagen, a protein. That is why sometimes the basement membrane is called collagenous membrane. You may also call it white fibrous membrane. The cells may have or may not have modifications. Modifications are in the form of cilia, flagella, sensory knobs, etc. Now, coming to the classification of epithelial tissue based on number of layers of cells. Simple epithelium, compound epithelium. Once you define simple epithelium having single layer of cells, compound epithelium having many layers of cells. Simple epithelium based on structure, function, location, and sometimes you may call it modification. It is 4 types. Squamous epithelium, you may call it simple squamous epithelium. Cuboidal epithelium, you may call it simple cuboidal epithelium. Columnar epithelium, you may call it simple columnar epithelium. And the last one is pseudo stratified epithelium. Squamous epithelium. These epithelium have flattened cells. These epithelium have moderate sized cells. This epithelium has tall cells. If you make a basement membrane, and suppose if you want to draw some of the diagram, here we are observing flattened cells with large sized nucleus present in center. Here also the cell size is moderate with large sized nucleus present in center. Here the cells are tall with oval shaped nucleus, not spherical. But the nucleus is situated on the basal side. Simple squamous epithelium is also called pavement epithelium. If you go to the location, then you can also guess the function of the simple squamous epithelium. Location is blood vessels. Tunica interna of the blood vessel is tunica interna of the blood vessel is simple squamous epithelium. Capillary itself is simple squamous epithelium. Bowman's capsule. So this is the filtration membrane of the Bowman's capsule is simple squamous epithelium. Alveoli of lungs is simple squamous epithelium. Now, if you come to the function of the simple squamous epithelium, right, then tunica interna, they are basically the innermost membrane of the artery and vein. The function, already we are clear that the function of the epithelial tissue is protection, covering. Besides that, the tunica interna or the simple squamous epithelium of the artery and vein help in blood flowing. Capillary, simple squamous epithelium, so the function will be 2. 1, formation of capillary. Second, flowing of the blood inside capillary. If you go to the Bowman's capsule, very simple. It acts as filtration membrane. If you go to the alveoli, it acts as absorption of gases, but you better say diffusion of gases. Now, this is also present in the coelomic epithelium. Whether the coelomic epithelium is parietal epithelium or splanchnic epithelium. You may call it peritoneum. Peritoneum is same. Now, I am writing coelom. Now, generally what happens here in the simple squamous epithelium, we have two different words also, including the heart also. Now here, see here, capillary is also called endothelium. The tunica interna of the artery and vein is also called endothelium. So if a question comes, define endothelium, your answer will be simple squamous epithelium forming tunica interna of artery or vein is endothelium. Or you can also write simple squamous epithelium forming capillary is endothelium. If you see coelom, the coelomic epithelium, you may call it peritoneum, you may call it parietal epithelium, you may call it splanchnic epithelium. These are mesothelium. So if a question comes, what do you mean by mesothelium? Your answer will be simple squamous epithelium lining coelom is called mesothelium. Heart. Endocardium of the heart is simple squamous epithelium. Coming to the cuboidal. Cuboidal epithelium, this is present on the surface of the ovary. So if once it is present on the surface of the ovary, it is nothing rather than, in that case, this epithelium may be called germinal epithelium because ova are produced. Cuboidal epithelium, it is present in the fallopian tube, it is present in the lens of our eye, it is present in the oviduct, etc. Columnar cells, tall cells, you may call it, there may be non-ciliated columnar and ciliated columnar. Non-ciliated columnar epithelium without cilia. This epithelium, non-ciliated columnar epithelium, is found in innermost lining of stomach, you may call it mucosa. Mucosa of stomach and intestine, gallbladder, digestive glands, whatever. So everywhere the functions are: first, secretion; second, absorption; sometimes it may be excretion. If you come to the ciliated epithelium, ciliated columnar, so this is present in the innermost lining of the neurocell. It is present there. Now coming to the pseudostratified epithelium, suppose this is basement membrane and these are tall cells with cuboidal cells. In the basement membrane, two types of cells are seen: tall cells and cuboidal cells. Tall cells are reaching the free border, cuboidal cells are not. In the tall cells, there may be modification. Suppose some cells are ciliated, some cells are secreting mucus. In that case, the cell is called ciliated cell. This cell is called goblet cell. If you come to the location of the pseudostratified epithelium, it is present in the nasal cavity, trachea, and the function is filtration of air. How does it filter air? Very simple. Once we inhale air, if air contains dust particles or solid particles, they are adhered or attached by the help of mucus secreted by goblet cell, and then there will be outward direction movement of the same by the help of ciliated cell. So this is simple epithelium. Coming to the compound epithelium, many layered cells, multi-layered cells. Compound epithelium, on the basis of stress, tension they bear during function. Two types: stratified epithelium and transitional epithelium. I am again repeating that the classification of compound epithelium is on the basis of tension, stress, into two types: stratified compound epithelium and transitional epithelium. Stratified epithelium, they don't bear any stress, they don't bear any tension. Stratified epithelium, on the basis of structure, function, location, shape, whatever we see, is three types: stratified squamous epithelium, stratified cuboidal epithelium, and stratified columnar epithelium. Stratified squamous epithelium, out of many layers of cells, if topmost 5 or 6 layers of cells are squamous, the epithelium is called stratified squamous epithelium. Similarly, out of many layers of cells, if topmost 5 or 6 layers of cells are cuboidal, then it is called stratified cuboidal epithelium. Similarly, out of many layers of cells, if topmost 5 or 6 layers of cells must be columnar, then it is called stratified columnar epithelium. Stratified squamous epithelium, further, on the basis of keratin, a protein only found in vertebrate. So on the basis of keratin absent or present, stratified squamous epithelium is two types: non-keratinized and keratinized. Non-keratinized, no keratin on the free border. Keratin is a protein which is only secreted by vertebrates. So if keratin is absent on the free border of the simple stratified squamous epithelium, then it is called non-keratinized epithelium. Non-keratinized epithelium are present in buccal cavity, gullet, esophagus, and vagina. Keratinized epithelium, if there is keratin present on the free border, then it is called keratinized epithelium. Keratinized epithelium is modified, having nail. So in so many animals, especially in vertebrates, keratin is modified. This epithelium is modified into scales of fishes, dry scales of reptiles, claw of reptiles, feathers of birds, beak of the birds, dry scales of the leg part of the birds, claw of the birds. In mammals, it is nothing rather than hair, fur, scales, spines, horn, hoof, nail, claw, all these. Stratified cuboidal epithelium is found in the duct of sweat gland of adult. Again repeating, stratified cuboidal epithelium is found in the duct of sweat gland of adult, and you are very sure that Sweat glands are only found in mammals. Columnar epithelium. Stratified columnar epithelium is found in the epididymis. You better say male epididymis, and you know that epididymis is the male reproductive organ. Epithelial tissue or epithelium are modified. So let us have a list of modified epithelium. They are ciliated epithelium, flagellated epithelium, bross bordered epithelium, pigmented epithelium, sensory epithelium, and on the top of all these, glandular epithelium. Let us have a glimpse on the glandular epithelium. Glandular epithelium, better to say glands, two types, exocrine, endocrine. So based on this, we can also make three types of glands. Exocrine glands, which can secrete enzymes, endocrine glands, which can secrete hormones, and mixed glands. Sometimes we call it heterocrine glands, mixed glands. In case of exocrine glands may be apocrine glands. The tip of the cell have pinch of secretion. The gland is called apocrine glands. What will be the example? What is the example? Mammary glands are the best example of apocrine glands. Merocrine glands. If some part of the cytoplasm comes out, then the glands are called merocrine glands. You may take the example of the, whatever examples are there, but you may put sweat glands. Holocrine glands. If whole cytoplasm part of the cell comes out, the cell completely ruptures, the gland is called holocrine glands. This is sebaceous glands of the mammals. This is preen, P-R-E-E-N, preen glands of the birds.